Every woman has situations when she has a ton of problems. Well, for example, you're already retired, but nevertheless you had a falling out with your neighbor. Someone on public transportation just straight up disrespected you, and your granddaughter not only doesn't come around anymore, she even stopped calling. And you are faced with a highly problematic situation that leaves you unsure of how to proceed. And in this particular situation, the majority of women automatically, so to speak figuratively, start to eat and devour their problem as a coping mechanism. So you need to solve the problem, but you cannot find a solution. And instead of taking action, you start chewing, because chewing is also considered as an action. However, what is the deal? The action that you utilize in order to drown out your problems and temporarily escape from reality. And what's the result? And as a result, it's all about the food, disappears from the fridge. You, without even tasting, continue to consume all the food that is presented to you. And this, in conjunction with the fact that you engage in minimal physical activity and experience negative emotions, leads to the accumulation of extra weight that can have detrimental effects on your health and well-being in the long run. To put it in figurative terms, simply gaining weight. And is this your plumpness or heaviness or your excess weight, visible and apparent to everyone in your vicinity? And what does that say? This indicates two things. First of all, you are unable to solve your own problem, which suggests a lack of self-reliance and problem-solving skills on your part. And you are merely stuffing your face in an effort to solve this predicament that you find yourself in. And that is a truly unfavorable indication. This is a clear sign that you urgently need to make a change in your life's position and take immediate action, because it is apparent to all that you are a person of weakness. Therefore, what actions must you take in order to overcome this weakness and become stronger? It is time to start utilizing your head. The initial thing you have to do is alter your attitude towards the problem. Did you fight with the neighbor lady? Find a way to make peace because you don't care about living with her. Invite her for a cup of tea, or simply approach her and say, "I'm aware that you are an incredible cook. Could you kindly provide instructions on how to prepare an elaborate dinner?" You understand? So, like reconcile, therefore, if you choose not to pursue the path of reconciling with your neighbor, please be aware that no matter how much work you do in the country house or garden, you will still be unable to lose those extra pounds from your body. Before you start chewing on your problem, make sure to use your head and employ logical thinking to find a solution. Discover an alternative approach, adjust your attitude, contemplate the long-term repercussions of this problem. I want to tell you, no diet, no walks, no fitness and all that ain't going to drastically reduce your weight, because the weight you gained is all because of your own wrong attitude towards the situation. Professor's advice: obesity is a problem of our time. You create obesity yourself and no one is to blame for it. Don't go blaming others. Change yourself and take responsibility for your own actions.
So what is menopause? Menopause is a hormonal overhaul of the body. It starts somewhere around 45 years old and can last somewhere between 7-10 years. What happens during this time? Hormones, female sex hormones, the ones that were safeguarding her, they are gradually diminishing. Currently, your body is undergoing a complete transformation and you are gradually becoming indistinguishable from a male body. In what sense? Now you have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular diseases. So my dear and beloved women, please keep that in mind. In the past, hormones used to support us, but now they will no longer be present in our bodies. And since the entire organism is undergoing restructuring, during this period, please remember, as I mentioned to you in the previous lecture, you will be more susceptible to obesity. Recall and keep in memory that you're going to have a whole lot of really unpleasant feelings. And when you go to the doctor, if you suddenly decide to seek help, in order to reduce your unpleasant sensations, the doctor will prescribe hormonal therapy for you Do not you dare succumb to that. There is absolutely no way. What is this? Your body eliminates hormones, but you will be consuming them instead. This is not normal. You'll extend it. Your own torment is one thing, but secondly, you will simply disrupt your own mechanisms of adaptation to new conditions. So don't take any hormonal medications, and remember, this has been passed down from generation to generation by all women. Don't behave like snowflakes and you will make it. That is not cool. I have experienced it firsthand. Yeah, it can be a real pain sometimes. But remember, I'm going to give you one more hint right now. You know, menopause is not only about hormonal changes. The menopause is getting worse. Do you know the reason behind it? Requirements of the brain. And what does the brain require? Let me fill you in. So, pay attention, listen carefully to everything that you were taught up until this specific point in time, which refers to when you were a teenager, a girl, a young woman, and successfully made it to the age of 45 years old. What were you taught throughout this entire period? They taught you how to cultivate a fulfilling family life, assuming you had a nurturing mother and grandmother. And the government provided you with the chance to acquire a profession. You have been employed and continue to be employed at present, but you have already completely assimilated the information you possessed, you have already fully utilized it, and now it appears that you are merely making no progress. Remember, I told you, the new definition of what life is a constant pursuit of knowledge. Have you fully utilized the knowledge you obtained earlier in life before reaching the age of 45? So what do you have to implement at this moment? Now that is what intensifies menopause, a demand originating from the brain. I'm reiterating, brain doesn't feed on nothing. With potatoes, the brain consumes information. To alleviate your condition during menopause, initiate the process of learning a new profession by the age of 45. Embark on acquiring knowledge of other languages to enhance your situation. What does that provide? This provides the brain with a sudden influx of new information. And then the brain says, oh, new info has come, gotta work, no time to be distracted by a headache ringing in the ears and so on. So, is there life after menopause? You betcha. And I told you that science said we can live up to 120 years each. Positive attitude that comes from each of us. It gets into the general network and we break it down into parts like we're doing right now so that we can live with you until we're 120 years old and have a wonderful, interesting life without breaking anything around us, but only with our presence, our thoughts, our responsibility. Intending to gradually modify everything around. We are all human beings, you know. After the age of 45, we successfully completed the biological program, and now we are in the process of transitioning to the human program, as you may already know. And a human program contains the same basic indicators. This is self-improvement. It means we have to seek information and strengthen ourselves. The second thing is self-motivation. We don't need someone pushing us from behind or pulling us from the front. All right, we are on our own now. And self-replicating, that is the most important thing. We have to leave something special with you guys. The things that individuals can utilize at this very moment, our descendants will be able to make use of in the future. And if we possess sufficient strength, then take action that we can take pride in, and that future generations, who will live for 100 years after us, can derive benefits from. Now that is the response to the meaning of life. Is there existence after menopause for women? Is there existence? Yes, she is genuine and she is filled with incredible moments. Why has my body become worse at serving me with age? You experience the limitations that your body imposes on you at 50 plus, and it is already strongly felt. I know from my own experience, in your 50s plus, it is very strongly felt. So in order for your body to constantly serve you well, it needs two things: The initial item is a construction material for rejuvenating the frameworks of your physique. Building material is the first. And the second is energy. Let's discuss building material. What is this? Construction material is obtained along with food. And what is contained in the food? Fats, proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, trace elements, vitamins, and so on. All of this is building material for the purpose of updating the structures of your body. The more superior your food, the more elevated the quality of your food, the more superior the update of the building material, the more superior the update of your body. So, the first thing you should pay attention to is quality nutrition. What does quality food mean? Quality nutrition means natural fats, proteins, carbohydrates, preferably derived from animals and plants, rather than being synthetic. This is very important. So, high-quality building material and your body will be updated on schedule. Energy is the second component. There is a common misconception that energy solely comes from the intake of food. This is a misconception. Scientific research demonstrates that the energy required for us to carry out external actions is provided by our brain. Energy is provided by the structures that are situated within the brain. What's there to wander around and about? Energy is supplied to us by the work of the nerve cells of our brain. I want to say this, it is important not only to receive building materials, that is, it is important not only the quality of food you consume, there is an additional point. It is necessary that unnecessary waste materials are eliminated from the body in a timely manner. This implies that you must consistently monitor that unnecessary substances are eliminated from our body through the process of perspiration, urination, defecation, and respiration. What do you require for this? In order to accomplish this, you need to actively listen to the signals that are transmitted to us from our internal organs. Acquire the ability to understand these signals, acquire the ability to respect these signals, and take action based on the signals from our internal organs. This is a necessity. Consuming quality water is especially important. Keep this in mind. We emerge from the water. Water envelops all of our cells, including the brain, and therefore the quality of the water we consume is of great importance. I will summarize. Why does my body start functioning worse with age? To ensure optimal functioning of our body throughout our lifespan, irrespective of age, it is imperative to prioritize the consumption of unprocessed, wholesome animal and plant-based products. Secondly, timely remove unnecessary substances through feces, urine, sweat, and breath. And thirdly, please also add that you need to lead such a lifestyle so that you have as few harmful habits as possible. What bad habits do we possess? We have the habit of overeating, the harmful habit of alcoholism, the harmful habit of smoking, and the harmful habit of lying motionless. Endlessly. It's a lot. We combine this concept and a healthy lifestyle. And so, in order for your body to serve you well, follow all of this. But remember that energy is not supplied by the gastrointestinal tract. Remember this very well. Energy is provided by the proper and high-quality functioning of the brain. This is the new concept that science offers, and do not forget that.